Um, mm, 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 um, hello. Welcome back. Time for we still have 2 more acts left. And with this being the last before one you can find from the star factor. Yeah, Rosita. Because everyone else is right. I opened the book for Rosita and skimmed a few pages before looking at the summary at the end. It seems we started out in Utopia. Things went south when Rosita couldn't live up to that standard. We ended up in limbo and stuck there, taking on hordes in minutes before winding up in hell. We were just two loves making best of an awful situation, and we couldn't have been happier. Just Rosita. I'm surprised how hard this is to decide, but I can't linger on what could have been any longer than this. With a heavy heart, I picked my book. I've made my decision. Well, I made a timeline you have chosen, and I shall establish it as a canonical timeline. I had made my decision. There was no backing down now. I never know what it was like to live the lives I had in the other books, but I would just have to live with that fact. I handed the book to Cherry, who took it in her hands, and once again she spread her wings as energy began to swirl through the church. The book lifts into the air as Cherry's eyes glow white, filling the room with a heavenly glow. I feel the world around me ripple and shake, the energy flowing into and through my body as well as it wraps itself around me. I feel my memories fragment and break, but in their place give memories of another time, another life. My eyes are filled with a bright light, and it feels like my body was being pulled in every direction simultaneously, yet not moving at all. And then I honestly look at my book before me. I'm studying for my science course and writing my notes 5 times over in hopes that information will still be in my head come February 16th. Oh shit, it was a death days, wasn't it? Something like... Yes, something. Yep, it was the 15th. No, the 15th, the day before. Anyway, it's been difficult keeping my grades above what in all my time at college. I think it's so much higher and the classes are way longer than high school ever was. The most made it seem like college was going to be the time of my life, but it's more like a nightmare to me. Between school and work at the local sweet shakes, I barely have time for myself. I'm so tired of the time by the time I finish my work, I collapse into my bed. I might have enough energy to play a game or watch some YouTube on my laptop before I take a nap. I rub my eyes off Mr. Sandman's fairy dust. No, not yet. I can't go to sleep yet. I'm barely halfway finished. If I don't pass this test, then my parents will have saved up all the money for nothing. My grandparents immigrated from Mexico, barely even speak the language here so many years ago. And neither of my parents were able to afford a higher education because my grandparents were paid less than the average worker. The laws have gone better for me and manual labor workers' pay, but we still had to pay pinch just to cover my first year's worth of tuition. Our money spent to get me here needs to mean something. I literally can't afford to flunk even one semester while here. I write my notes fast as I look over the text on my book. I'm starting to become a nurse practitioner. I'm very good at dealing with kids and it's something my mom always dreamed of being. My dad wanted to get a degree in business and become a big shot CEO, but I don't want to deal with numbers and having to fire people every day. I didn't have any dreams of becoming something when I was growing up, so long as I had my family and was able to hang out with my friends, I was happy. But as I grew up, that happiness cost a lot of money. It was a big deal for us to acquire a home computer. In devastation my father felt when he got me. Just a few months later was immense. So, with that in mind, I decided to adopt my mother's dreams. Since it seemed the easiest and averaged 100k a year in salary once I graduate. I really don't need much to be happy in life. I just want those around me to be happy. If I can afford my hobbies and some nice food and clothes every now and again, I'd be sad. But I wouldn't mind being raised by my family too. They all mean so much to me. My dad, mom, my hermanita, Patricia, grandpa, everyone is rooting for me to succeed. I can't let them down. As far as I try to focus on time, it's them. I'm only 3/4 of the way I finished with my notes. Just from my heart, then I head to bed. If the morning shift is 3 shakes at 6, I have to catch the bus at 5. For 5 at latest so I can get there on time. Not to mention the half hour I spend each morning getting myself clean, dressed and fed. I'll be running 2 hours of sleep at most. I get off after lunch rush and can sleep the rest of the day before my test. I get up from my seat, pouring another cup of instant coffee, maybe on the cream, stretch my legs strong enough for them to give me a satisfying pop when I flex them, and finish my notes 10 minutes ahead of schedule. You got this, Rosita. Grab on the couch with my favorite blanket that I've had since I was 7. You got this. And fall asleep in no time. I heard a loud clap of joyous hands reverberate around me. It was as if the universe shouted and made itself all at the same time. I groan as my vision returns, rubbing my head. It feels like I have the fading headache, but my charming mess of memories were swelling themselves out. I came here because time had looped and I had chosen. Wait, huh? This is my face. This is the church from Limbo? How did I? Rosita! Respond the tag.
OMG!
Oh, Michael? Hey, that's me for Bob. It's a bit of a long story. Perhaps I can be of assistance.
For real?
What? No way! Is that Lucifer? For seeing the commercials. That you're sure like the girls you're meant to be. Hello there. When my favorite shampoo brand asked if I signed the commercial, it's hard to turn down that offer. That's not important right now. Before then began to explain everything to Rosita, though she had some difficulties understanding some parts, and Lucifer didn't mind to explain in a simpler manner so she could understand. Once Lucifer had finished explaining full, Rosita was slamming in thought. Wow, changed the thought after with a war. Not sure how useful I'd be for that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I agree that Utopia needs to change for better. I've experienced that myself. I'm being not real fighter, but there is close to a fair garden to it, and then I'd rather everyone get along if possible. I'm not asking you to fight if you don't wish to. I would never force someone to put themselves in harm's way against their wishes. I would try your happiness assisting my core soldiers. But how could I be a fair? Oh, the gang to the rescue team. You were starting to be a nurse, were you not? Yeah, a child nurse practitioner, but I never finished college. I was exactly doing well most of my classes. Every helping hand we can get for this effort will be invaluable. So I'd like you to assist the amazing as field nurse. If your knowledge of medicine is limited, I'm certain you'll know enough to banish them and get them back to safety before a wound turns fatal. I suppose that's true. I could help with that much. My heck is thinking now about the idea of my first practice at medicine being on the battlefield. Tomorrow, Rosita, I'll be right there with you to make sure nothing goes wrong. My main role in this fight is to help Lucifer take down Dominion, and that won't happen until we reach the Quasina Sanctum. That won't be for a while, so until then, I can hang back and let you take care of the wounded, and help you take care of the wounded. Alright, then I'll do it. Yay! Why helps these people's pain worse and end this war sooner? That's what I like to hear. And with that said, it is time. With those words, she summons a spear and holds it high. I shall summon my forces and prepare the portal to Utopia to be opened. Limbo is about to get very crowded. Together we may be out of this church towards a relatively open area. Lucy raised her spear and then slammed the power of it against the ground. The enemy of the field spotted an elevator, and off it came a blue demon man. Now if you are pleased, I said, pulls out some kind of gadget and then tosses it out into the field. He then presses a few buttons on his waistband. The device expands into a massive arc-shaped structure. It comes to life with magic, and soon a gigantic portal rips open upon the plains of Limbo, and from it, hundreds, if not thousands of demons began to part onto the plains of Limbo. The army appears to be split into 7 different sections, each being led by a head demon in charge. Oh my god, sorry girl. All of them felt strangely familiar, yet I couldn't name them for the life of me. But my instincts told me they were crucial for us to work. That without them, we wouldn't stand a chance against Utopia. Soon, Limbo was paid to a brim with an army of demons as far as the eye could see. I could only imagine how the inhabitants would be if they saw this. Wow, there's more people here than that time Swedish Shakes did a promotional shake for our mascot's birthday, and it became a wild meme. Shake is that old? Jesus! People were trying to shake and cut the scene, but they were either convulsing on the floor, playing that or some other messed up surprise. was so big that even my parents knew about it. They were like, Rosita is a tweeted that sweetheart trick makes people go crazy. And I had to explain to him that it's all one big joke kids on the internet made up. It was kind of ridiculous to deal with since kids would make a mess. Like a lot of big tips during the week to make up for the trauma. I bought myself a cool level lamp for my dorm and a fitness watch. My biggest difference is this time is that the stakes are a lot higher for myself. I hold Rosita's hand in my own. Gave her the film squeeze and a smile for her. Except this time, I'll be at your side to help you along the way. Believe in yourself, Rosita. Team ordinary, but we're proud. Rosita smiles. You count the little champ we made not so long ago. Team ordinary and we're proud. Louder and with more feeling. Team ordinary and we're proud. Louder. Team ordinary and we're proud. Rosita was in high spirits. Once we're done helping each other, we turned to listen to Lucifer's speech. Lucifer started before army, smiled brightly before laying her commanding booming voice addressed the masses. Then a sense of hell. The time for true liberation and vengeance against Utopia is upon us. None of this would be possible without you being here, right now, to aid in this endeavor. For that, I'd be eternally grateful. But I must also advise you that this will not be an easy fight, for the day you face an enemy that knows our death. No matter how much you may harm or maim an angel, so long as they are within the realm of Utopia, they will not die. Not only that, but they will eventually heal from all of the same damage you place upon them. And worst of all, you will not receive the same favor. In Utopia, if you fight till your dying breath, you will face true death. Your existence shall be no more, and you will only be remembered for it is. This fight is not something I discuss you lightly, but not being about the return of family to the afterlife. For those of you who have friends or family in Utopia, for those of you who wish to see what the outside is like, we fight today for a greater good. So in the face of an enemy that knows our death, Soft Circle will give each and every one of you a secret weapon we have been developing for centuries. If you catch an angel unaware or unable to incapacitate them, strike them with this weapon. You will bind them in a rope that can only be cut by us fully. Focus on capture first and foremost. Once an angel is bound, go for the next. Do not linger, do not torture, do not be needlessly cruel or mercilessly cruel. More than everything we care, let Utopia stereotypes of us think too. We are own people and we deserve to be treated as such. You have been prepared to fight. Should anyone suffer severe harm, call for assistance, and I, the cherubim, or a member of the rescue team, shall pull you to safety. Not needlessly with death, this involves speed and attrition. Reduce the numbers without reducing ours. It's my deepest wish for every single one of you to return to your friends and family after this day is over. For everyone in the afterlife, and for everyone who has suffered at the hands of Utopia, we shall show them the true power of hell. The crowd roared in excitement. A thunderous wave filled limbo as the empty ground cheered and clapped. But I could see blue demons moving amongst the crowd, wrapping their special device around each soldier's arm one by one. Are you really the only one able to cut the bonds? Well, me, a seraphim of equivalent power. And seeing as Chapin is on a side that just lifts dominion and powers. Those are still good odds then. Exactly. Utopia won't know what hit them. Now go get yourself ready. I made sure to prepare one of the weapons for you as well. Got it? With the sheer amount of demons that was equipped, it took a little while to make sure everyone was loaded out with the gear. But soon everyone was ready, myself included. There was also some commotion when the rest of the people stuck in limbo stumbled upon what was happening. But Cherubim was able to smooth things over. Before any of us knew it, the final battle was upon us. So you do remember your part of the plan? Could we go over it again one more time? I forget for under pressure. Oh, it's alright, Rosita, you can be more of a survivor. I think incredibly is important. But a path is being cleared for me. You and I will bring the wounded back to safety so they can be treated. Okay. got things we like for someone's like weird and I get famous stars for fixing stuff like broken bones.
Listen to this.
Dette har vært Rockman's as more as something to can help you with this. As more as approaches us with small box contain various gold full of liquids. Oh shit! That's what it is. That's part of it. The doctor is in. What the fuck was that? Wait, give me. Oh, image as small as its smallest capsule of 500 pounds. That's definitely supposed to be. It's definitely an error. I'm saying it to residential afterwards, like, that one's way more necessary compared to others. That ties in. So super potions are potions going to help treat people. It's not all succubus potions that are good for. Have you know that succubus can make potions for all sorts of things? Most of those things just happen to be sex situations. But succubus can not from temporary kind. Man incubus is like calling them as well. Based. So it's like incubus is not actually slow. Incubi are just tops. I didn't know that. It's something humans made up for some reason. I'm not really sure where it came from. As I just explained, the term incubus comes from the dominant succubi, like those who penetrate are the generally tops. Came from. As if our giant dentists would be so fragile we'd have come up with a separate term for males when biologically we are capable of all sex variations. I'm most definitely making like a research guide is thing that's making a fun fact of like a research guide for all seasons such. Maybe trying a quiz. So I didn't mean girlfriend attention. Yeah. I love autistic trans person. Anyway, you can also draw magic from people's emotions, not just last. That's why I picked up a blue bar. The sparkling color slushing on his feet is fist. Long emotions like hatred, sadness, joy, and even appearance can have a profound effect on people. Succubi can share this energy and cipher it from others for magic. You see, succubi are magic deficient ways. We need to feed off others in order to stay alive, so we've got bad reputation for some of our methods. I've got to screenshot this entire stuff later, like this mod that. But past last servants and done our best to make feeling happier for all concerning parties involved. And it's various variety potions mixed with the most life-saving emotions. By the way, that means their emotivores, which is so cool. I don't know if I've ever get that, but like I love emotivores so much. My Sona is fun as well. Like this one, this request is a very outdated version, but maybe see the other ones will be quite interesting to me. Yes, spirits right here are mixed with the most life-saving emotions. The most powerful agent that combines them is what we imagine when brewing healing concoctions. Pink residential rabbit. I guess which move that is. Is it love? Close, very close. It's a bit of mercy. Mercy can be bound with many types of emotion to bring out absolution from the strongest pains we face in life.
Aww.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Is that why they are different colors? I'm just sad frequent because I thought it looked cute. It does, thank you, Smolias. Oh, but I think it does too, especially the pink ones. Like the pink ones are my fave, so mix extra glitter into those. They should be powerful enough to close any wound. The best use is them sparingly and banish to chop the rest. The second one made this version we are making more as fast as we can. Good, I can do that much. Excellent, I shall leave you this in your care. As most than hand was sit at the box for portions before leaving to make more. Also, since you'll be focusing on supporting those who are injured, I have something for you as well. I would have had a uniform tailor-made to fit you, but seeing as we're short on time, I modified this outfit for my wardrobe for you. When you wear it, it enhances your strength and speed so that you are able to rush out onto the field, prepare injured demons and carry them to safety.
For real?
Oh, looking fit and saving lives, come in. Du ser færdig coffee-box, du vil sige, der var virkelig lidt op omkring. You go in and change them, meet Michael back at the park. Captain. So they gave a fun salute before washing up to get changed. Excellent. With that all settled, I will go ahead and make my man open the portal. And once it's open, the spell will begin, so be prepared. And not mad, it was now or never. Lucy walked off to give the signal, and I thought I had to get into position. I made my way to the very front of the army, staying before even the sovereigns next to Lucifer as she raised her spear. Open the gates! The soft Tory nodded his head. Placing the portal device down before stepping back. In a matter of seconds, the gate grew exponentially until it was large enough to fit the width of the army that was about to charge through it. Magic swirling filled every part of the machine. Electricity sparking from various dipshot spots along its frame. I tightened the grip on my shirt, feeling the magic within me beginning to stir like crazy. It knew what was coming, what was about to happen, and I was more than ready to let it run wild. And the wind began to blow as magic filled the center of the portal, swirling and filling the entire length of it before the very fabric of space and time began to rip apart. And as soon as we could see the portal out to the other side, where an army of angels was waiting for us just beyond its borders. The magic within my chest leapt up, straight into my forward, looking to escape. I put my head back, letting it breathe in my phone. So letting the past go in those couple of seconds, before lurching forward and letting it out in a single powerful destructive beam. The power was forth from within my body, and reached past the initial defenses of the angel army before reaching its center, exploring with tremendous force. Wind billowed in all directions as the explosion rocked the very realm around us, sending the angels flying every direction within Utopia's sacred realm. It took several seconds for everything to calm down and for our army behind us to survey the aftermath of my attack. Our path into Utopia was clear, save for few stragglers who now faced the manifest invading army. Charge! The army fell wild with warm war cry as they all moved this one. The very crump beneath us trembled as they charged forth, pouring into Utopia by droves. I moved to the side so that the army could charge in first, waiting for Rosita to show up so I could support her rescue to his one she was ready. It didn't take long after the army had charged through for her to come speed up to me on her rollerblades. First that I thought was possible for you. Well, what size you can use this in crispy crazy fast can go now? Oh shit! Get me off that uniform! Looks like I missed this out of the battle. Was anyone hurt? Not on sight, and for they can see the angels they captured are already starting to naturally heal. That's good to hear. Let's follow after them and help out as many people as we can. Right! You see a kick that there is, cause they have to rush forward and increase speed after the army. I went full speed after. Guessing it was the only way I was going to be able to keep up with her. Expected running full speed to the army out, but surprisingly, I felt okay as I ran. No less fearing, but there is that in the odd timelines must have stuck with me, and I felt healthier. Oh, cool! As we rushed through the landscapes of Utopia, it was pretty clear how the battle was faring. Explosions were erupting from everywhere as demons fought angels. Each battle was more of life and death for the demon who seemed to be fight much harder than the angels as a result. Perhaps it was the realization that they couldn't die that was making the angels legs, but one by one they were being captured and detained with relative ease. It was easy for an onlooker to make the mistake that this was going to be an easy battle. It's more than likely they were being carried on by momentum of my initial attack. A closer look would remind you that not every fight was going so well. Because to my left, the spotted demon whose battle was an angel with an angel wasn't going in their favor. The angel had grounded a good slash against the legs and they found her knee. You see a bound to her left. What? The bastard sweet. We see a pirouetted from where she was flying straight towards the demon. It was right behind her as the original angel was breathing the spot to strike the demon down for good. Just in the nick of time, Rosita was able to grab a hold of the demon and get them out of harm's way as the angel's plane came crashing down. What the? Before Angel could properly process what was happening, I was on top of them. My body acted on its own, crunching up all this training Lucifer had given me from a timeline I could remember, and summoned a massive amount of electricity into my hands. Just one punch was enough to send thousands of volts racing through the angels' bodies. Ah! It crashed the body was right before collapsing to the ground. Despite the huge shock, the body looked relatively unharmed. The rules of Utopia were already working to keep them from sustaining any truly fatal harm. In a matter of moments, they looked to be back on their feet, service armed with the captured device on it and fired. A powerful rope erupting from it, and instantly wiping itself around the angel several times. And being so powerful, only Lucifer, Pharaoh, Seraphim could break it. There's no doubt that the angel was out of the fight for good. With the angel taken care of, the giant went back to catch up with Rosita, who had gotten the demon to safety and was looking over the wounds now. Ah, shit, that hurts. Oh, still, I need to stitch up this wound before it opens any further. Asked the patient. As it could have been where it was. He got lacerations on the leg, which is knocking them out of the fight, but they live. You know, just see me so I get back into the fight for Lucifer.
No,
oh no, you don't. Lucifer wants you to stay alive, soldier. Just stitch and wrap your wound. And get to the backline so they can properly heal you, okay? The demon grumbled under breath, but they didn't offer any more refuses. With the demon quiet, Rosita went back to stitch the wound. The demon hissed, but with her tongue she worked. I couldn't help but grimace at the sight. But Rosita didn't flinch at all. She ran the thread through the wound with practice ease before pouring out a bandage and wrapping each leg.
Okie dokie.
There, that'll keep you from bleeding out so you can get fair treatment. Thanks. I gotta get back into the fight. I can be one of the only ones slouching. And you better back and get heat up. There's some stairs to help you out. Rosita pulled out a pair of long stairs from within her fanny bag. Now I give from Lucifer, I imagined, and handed them to the demon. The demon grunted their thanks and began limbering their way towards the power. Oh, you're way better than than I expected. I had a chance to intern at the hospital for a while. Red tasks some really neat things. The mention of internship it remind me that like next school year in summer I need I have a mandatory internship and I still have no idea if I'd one. Like I know it's gonna be one in IT or art. Possibly even I could possibly even get some for like website design and such, but off topic, let's continue. It was kind of close at first, but quickly realized dealing with those things was just kind of part of the job. So once I got over it, I focused really hard on making sure I learned how to do things like caring for wounds the right way. It was actually easy to learn and memorizing math numbers or medical history notes. I kind of wish just taking care of wounds was all I needed in order to pass.
Aw.
Maybe then I would have actually had a chance of graduating as a nurse. Rosita went off for my sympathies, but it just gave me a big smile. Yay! Come on, we got my life so safe, Pookie. Pookie, I love. It's unfortunate that one never actually entered my vocabulary. Because it's actually both really fun and really cute. You got before cheering us on, she was stopping that was right on her heels. The longer the barrel was fetching, the far out we had to go in order to catch up with the battlefield. Fortunately, we were able to catch up and rescue a few more demons from being catastrophically injured. Doing just a few simple switches and sending them off to be healed. One of the worst injured we ended up seeing was demon was stabbed straight for the chest, like a painter piercing the lung, damaging the heart. Michael, hold them safe for me. I need to remove the weapon, then quickly give them this succubite potion. Got it! Write the demon down as Rosita equipped the weapon, calm it down, and put the blade out. The demon's screams of pain turned to a black area as blood filled them off. Rosita was on top of them in an instant, putting the potion straight into their open mouth. She had the mouth closed, ensuring that the potion was drank within 7 seconds, and let go as the demon's cries began to settle down. I watched in awe as the one was quickly filled with the dim glow of magic, and the ones began stitching together. We waited until it was done before letting go, the demons hang up. God damn, that shit hurt. Thanks, dog. I thought I was a goner. Potion may have healed you. You still need to rest up before you can return this battle. Head back and rest up, okay? Got it, Dr. Suarez. The demon got out and slowly started making their way back, holding on to the chest as it is. I'm glad we were able to make it in time. It was kind of scary when they critically injured like that. It's a war, and I know some lives have already been lost. I'm glad we've been able to save so many people. It makes sense that this is really what I've always wanted to do. Just helping people. And you're doing an amazing job at it. Rosita and I smiled warmly at each other. They had a moment to relax ourselves before heading back into the war zone. Excuse me, pardon the interruption. Yes, I called it! I so called it! I called like Mitch being with Virtues and us. It was Rosita being with him. I think because I can't remember, I think his name was mentioned once, but like, I don't know if it's, I can't remember if it wasn't, it's, you know, just Angel, I think. Lieutenant both screamed in surprise. We noticed the angel approaching us at all. Again, in defensive position ready to defend Posita, but it doesn't seem like they are about to attack. Back left deep but in front of them. They kick him back and bring it down to the page before continuing to speak. I'm the seraphim known as Angel. Oh yeah, it's just... Oh yeah, I forgot I need. I know that can be a little confusing with me both being an angel and named Angel, but I hope it's clear enough for you to understand. I think I understand. Excellent. Anyways, I was hoping you'd be willing to answer a few questions in regards to your experiences in Utopia. Let's say your introduction to Utopia was extremely satisfying, neutral unsatisfying, or extremely unsatisfying. Is this a survey? Well, yes it is. In order to create a better Utopia, it's incredibly important to get the opinions and things of who has experienced it, residents and non-residents alike. So, do you have an answer or do you need me to repeat the question? I guess that's better than fighting. Yes, we can convince him that Utopia needs to change for the better. I would describe my experience as extremely unsatisfying. So much for the diplomatic route. The angel's smile doesn't seem to wave as it jots on with his response. We'll be willing to elaborate on your answer. Because it's all false hopes and promises. We get to him home and they make it seem all nice and innocent. All you got to is do a good job and make some man job design to get to Utopia. But no, they just said to give you a false hope. The moment you're anything less than exceptional, the courier uses a screw-up who isn't worth the day that you're standing on. My god, did you transport the angel really said it to you? Well, no, in fact, he was trying very hard to be helpful. I was his faceless manager that reminded me, and he basically treated anyone who isn't spectacular like that. Like, no. Like, oh no, you have a learning disability? You're not pacifying. Good in hell with all the serial killers and molesters. Not just learning disabilities. So, because I actually got the chance to ask like President Rabbit, like, hey, if a person in the future came there and wanted to join her, what would that happen? Because, you know, the stairs and such. And it's just like, God, I would carry them up, like, it depends on your goddamn guides. Which is like, if you get one who thinks like how to me and wants it, then maybe I can. I have to continue the fix later. Anyway. Like, what the fuck is that all about? Guess I have no sense of priority or understanding of how people like me feel at all. Then I get the feeling that has been holding that one in for a long time. My line just seems to be not inviting this down on this little survey. I don't feel like I represent and felt discriminated against. It's very insightful, thank you. You're welcome? Yeah, I'm welcome. I feel like I want to say you're not welcome for 5.3. Next question. Here I've just before. How do you describe the experience with your transporter? Being one guy, Mr. Galak, really satisfied, I guess? In elaboration, he was not advised best for everyone. He wasn't able to help everyone in end. Definitely seems like it's a high-stress position. Angel Harm denied that he wrote down my answer. Question 3. If you had to change one aspect of your time spent in Utopia, what would it be? This is why I hate service. It just asked you 20 different versions of the exact same question with the exact same answers. Change that makes sense to allow people who are just trying to good people into Utopia. Or get rid of it altogether and just let obviously not jerks in. If any question on your little story that answer doesn't answer, let me see. Look, there's the questions possible with these questions. Smart open bonds at first before closing a point. This guy was surprisingly composed for doing a survey in the middle of a war zone like this. Alright, I got an answer any question for you that involves Utopia's trials as extremist unsatisfied reason being how it did not meet expectation and provided an unfair assessment for trial goals, so it should be good. But does leave one final question. If you're satisfied that your life was simple in the first place, why not? No, I'm not satisfied with being lazy in limbo. And I did anything in my life that seriously hurt or jeopardized anyone else's. He may have kicked Tommy in the dick in my school. It was because he was being a jerk first and trying to kiss me without my permission. Oh. Spent my whole life loving and investigating my friends and family, being kind of strangers, having people who needed it when I could. I was going to school to give my family a better life. Working myself to the tire bone just to make things a little better for everyone. When I died, I got to send to limbo. Why? Because you couldn't figure out if I was a good person or not. Hey, you guys don't know what you're doing. Oh, you're like queer people. I think you do because I know trans. What do you mean I have to be exceptional just to have a happy afterlife? Do you know what I left behind? You know how miserable my family must be. How much losing me must have hurt them. I would be devastated if I lost either of my parents. I can only imagine how much worse it is that they lost me. And they can't even be happy that I'm living a happy afterlife. I still have to work. I bet electricity just disappear. I know it's high in my heart. It begins dumping over to Angel. And what's powerful is you see grab the Angel by contact in their face. It's knowing you people don't care. It's stupid service and tests are letting people suffer. I think the afterlife was for everyone. It's really funny because like last day of school this semester, like afterwards, math teacher gave us a survey to fill out, like, and it was. I understand why, but like it's really fun. And less like kind of annoying. That's for everyone. Why is that stupid fucking survey going to tell that you can't see with your own goddamn eyes? You see a planetary intensity of your anger having boiled over. You've never seen musik der så angst, så altså vulnerable. It seen a crime bear out, but this was different. Angel stared to Sita, his face almost invisible. I didn't know what to say or do, just staring at two of them, knowing that as a Seraphim Rosita was no match for Angel in terms of strength. And to my surprise, Angel held his hand up and gently pressed over Rosita's and closed his eye. A gentle glow appeared in his hands, and Rosita looked confused for a moment before Angel opened his eyes with a smile. I can see it, Miss Cardenas. The kindness in your heart that is hard towards fires to just be happy. No, you're not remarkable, but you shouldn't have to be happy. If you were in Utopia, your ancient type would be proud of making a common promotion by a meaningful one on the lands. Rosita slowly lowered her hands and stepped back as Angel smiled at the two of us. I do wish things had gone differently. That it changed Utopia was desperately needed hadn't come to the power of war, but sometimes drastic change requires a drastic answer. Like of the ones we thought he's like objectively the best guy, like no fight, we listened and just understood. That does mean I don't like the others, by the way, outside of virtues and the mere and puppet. But this dream requires that cancer. The going stand bear. Confronting, you've convinced me. I think Utopia deserves a bright future with people as passionate as you in it. Allow me to join the battlefield and assist in protecting these demons so they don't end up being erased. As for you two, you may continue. The angel Seraphim extended his fins and took the sky, showing two of us with 2 fingers. May your journey be ever blessed. With that, he flew off, leaving us both in a bit of a stunned silence.
For real?
Did I just convince your Seraphim to change sides? I think you did, Rosita.
OMG!
Holy shiitake mushrooms! My parents are never gonna believe this when I get to see them again. Come on, the fight isn't over yet. We've still got people to rescue before it's my turn to step up. Hey, you're not alone in this, Huh? When time comes for you to go to center stage, I'll be there with you. I may not be able to do much, but I just proved I can do more than I realized if I put my heart into it.
Yay!
So if we just cheering you on, you will believe I'll be right there by your side, making sure you get everyone the happy ending they deserve. Rosita, thank you, Rosita. It means everything to me. Rosita gave with a bright smile on her face before grabbing my wrist. Alright, no more slacking off. Got some demons to save. The 2 of us washed off once again, more energized than ever to save lives. Afterward, it felt like hours of helping the injured on the front lines. The messenger demon arrived. Michael, Rosita, Her Majesty Lucifer's request at the apprentice at the front lines. It's time for a main assault.
For real?
Alright? Alright, come on, Rosita. It's time to change Utopia for a bear.
Okie dokie.
Rosita's face got a determined look on it as we nodded the giant before racing towards the front of the lines. It didn't take us long to reach. Lucifer was standing before the inner sanctum of the core.
Well.
You have arrived. Good, it's time for us to take your dominion. Thank you for all your hard work, Rosita. I can already tell from our brother just how many you saved this day. I cannot thank you enough. Oh, sure, they could have done it without Michael.
Listen to this.
Speaking of, this is the final battle. We are not required to join us, Rosita. As I know you're not the fighter and the winner will not hold back just because you're a woman. Knowing him, he'll be even more cool because you're a woman. So if you'd like to see her, you need to decide that now. You say flinchily like Lucifer's words, a look of determination crossed her face. Where my 3 goes, I go. I'm not about to let them go off into danger while sitting in comfort and safety. Until the bear and I have their back. Oh, see. Couldn't help but smile, being so proud and loved by my girlfriend.
Certainly.
I understand that it's time. Let's make our way into the Dominion's chambers. Let's not keep him waiting, shall we? We had managed to convince the angel Seraphim to join our side, which meant our forces were even more bolstered than before. And while for a couple of the angels on my way here, I knew that fighting Dominion wasn't going to be anything like them. I had Lucifer, Jobin and Rosita back me up. With their support, I felt like anything was possible. More than anything, I wanted to pay him back for threatening the people I loved. And I only put it in my chest. Refusing to wait any longer, I took the first step and began to run up the stairs towards the course in the sanctum. We ran up the stairs as fast as we could, our feet stamping down with purpose on each step. At the top of the staircase, at the end of all of this, was the final battle. As the top of the stairs came into sight, I saw one final pair of closed doors. smallest obstacle between me and him. When swapped it was with my leg and kicked them open. Dominion. Hanging on the other side of the room, sitting down into his class, was the very man who had tried to kill me. The room would have thrown the afterlife into chaos. It meant that if I didn't take him down here and now, would destroy everything I had here. He didn't react to me. Not fast, just slowly swallowing his drink before taking a sip of it, and saying, "This all could have been so simple. We get someone test the reincarnation system and things go back to normal. Here I'm not doing any of the loud stuff because let's go tomorrow I'm gonna with the final act there. I want to be able to, actually show the emotion. But no, suddenly the core had to create a Nephilim and make them take the test. Mars had to come out with hope for the first time in centuries. I still don't know better about deciding. You had to lead with band right up to my very doorstep. I was like, why do I even bother playing by rules to say shoot the rest of the core? You should just do what I asked from the beginning and thank me for giving them all in this crazy world. Is that really how you feel? Because if that's true, that's so incredibly sad. Excuse me. I mean a place called Utopia, somewhere that's supposed to be paradise for people who reach for it. When you first made this place, was this what you imagined? A place where only a few can be happy, where people who have suffered from hardship and pain get rejected from happiness? I just can't bring myself to imagine that when you create Utopia, that is what you had in mind. Indeed. I remember was quite permanent staying at Rosita. Before I let it out alongside, me and I fit with so many people, but far too many people. I should beat him adversity. Adversity can beat the worst in people. Even those who have done no harm are capable of harm in the future. I've seen far too many people who have used their pain to hurt others. If you're not an exceptional person, then you need to prove that you will not harm those you will be within Utopia. I do not believe this is a ridiculous ask at all, but I think it is the mere minimum ask for human decency. Shut the fuck up, but you don't fit any of these criteria. Lucia was quiet for a moment. We looked out looking so present. Did you just want to exclude people for not being perfect? Yeah, I'm sorry I can't be perfect, Mr. Dominion. I'm sorry, I hope that when this is all over, we realize what a better place Utopia has become when we open our hearts to others. It was so beautiful, Rosita. I did giggled a little at my praise, and I gave her a warm, comforting smile to let her know she did well. Commander Howard didn't seem faced by Rosita's heartwarming speech. Before he could say anything tough, Lucifer stepped forward and made her voice known.
Listen to this.
It's over, Dominion. Utopia is under hell's control, and you are the last man standing on a throne of lies. If you surrender peacefully, then I will make sure your first 1,000 years of imprisonment are at least somewhat comfortable. The man laughed at that. Such petulance. You may have gone past the ancients and even the old seraphim. I'm still as strong as being in our creation. My will is law. And I should suffer you lot no longer. The man moved their hand to face me just as quickly. Lucifer and Turbine were on me, bending their hands upon my shoulder. Instead, I felt the energy flowing through me as I raised my own hand. As Dominion sparks exploded forth. The room flashed with light, wind bursting forth as our energies collided. I could feel the unbridled power and might of Dominion bearing down upon my own. Its power is raging, intense, and so much more powerful than anything I could imagine. My only saving grace was being supported by two other seraphim, allowing my energy to push and fight back.
Hooray!
Go, Michael!
Hooray!
Go, Michael! Go! Kick his ass to the cup. Remember, you don't mess with the home team. Wow, fight the power. I was cheering always made me chuckle, and I felt overwhelming power in front of me. I might have broken my concentration. Instead, I used Rosita's love to fuel my determination, feeling my legs and pushing hard against the man. The man glared at us, growling and hissing between his teeth as we managed to hold him back. It was clear that this wasn't how I expected this to go at all. Grab him, you idiotic traitor! You're doing Utopia to being destroyed. Utopia was destroyed long ago, Damien. It's your own hands. I was blind, unable to accept the truth of what he had done to our world. When Lucifer fell, I should have stood at his side against you.
Oh.
Harry. So now it's time for me to make this fight, fix the wrongs Utopia has committed. And that starts with taking you down. Foolish, heroic, moronic, childish. You think this what is best for the core, being with the unworthy? They may be able to think, but they're nothing compared to us. We are what they call God, because we are everything. They can choose to be worthy of our attention, but they can never be our equal. They can never weave creation to their whims the way we do. They are insects. They are but insects, less than insects. To be given kindness is a blessing greater than they ever deserved. And I will not let you ruin us, for we are creation itself. We are God. The man's spirit burst forth with tremendous power, and the force of his power pushed back against us. I felt my arm, shoulder and pop in agonizing pain, nearly making me howl as I forced my powers beyond the limits to stop him from destroying us. Lucifer and Cherubim grit their teeth but pumped my energy into me, soothing some of the pain as the room welled and shook from the intensity of the clashing power. Everything about down had long since been destroyed, gathered to the wind as the very bones around us began to be torn apart. It truly is lost. How could I have not seen it before? Dominion's manipulation has always run deep cherry. So long as you see it now, it's all that matters. Now focus, we have to defeat him. Right. With my teeth and strained, fighting against the tremendous power of Dominion. I could feel how much power was being forced through me. I couldn't believe Dominion was keeping me up. Just how much power did he wield? I set my stance and pushed as hard as I could, hoping to gain some ground. We couldn't lose here. Not like this, not after coming so far. It was near a little more. And God! Everyone was thrown off, but little remained of the wall suddenly exploding into shrapnel as a large mechanical white burst forth into the room. What? The man was stunned for a second, stumbling as the giant mechanical being glowed a deep crimson red, rushing straight at him. On top of the red's arms transformed into a whirling glade of death as it came crashing down on top of the not on top of the. That's I mixed it up. The man only barely managing to form a fresh bear in time to collide with it. Sparks of energy rained from where the blade stuck and cut into Dominion's energy. In addition to the battle, clearly put a strain on the man. Dominion, had turned his full attention to the mecha suit pouring down on him. The time is finally gone. You shall be destroyed for everything you have ever done. It's time for the original sinner to fall. That's machine word. Steam bearing from it seems as the beings of death was raised up and came crashing down several times hard against Dominion's barrier. I wasn't letting this a pretty good waste here. I tried Lucifer and Cherry's energies as well. I was creating hard on Dominion and firing full force at the man. The man cracked his teeth, staring clearly on his face. He was being put back, being forced into a tight position. His hands struggled to hold the barriers, firing against the combined efforts. We win, this was it. I have had enough. main was his car exploding out in a furious rage. The room was engulfed in a bright white light. Rang me as I squeezed my eyes shut, doing everything in my power just to shield myself from the sheer intensity of it all. Lucifer and Tobin were quick to erect the barrier. Showers from the intensity of the blast as the very sanctum of the core was blasted away in a mere instant. When the lights finally faded, I saw open my eyes, realizing that where we had been was completely and utterly gone. We were so less than rubble. I looked around, making sure everyone was okay. Rosita, are you okay? Rosita let out a tiny cough from where she was sitting on the ground behind me. Yeah, I'm okay, just started. A new flying fragment of God would be scary, but I nearly met myself then and there. Oh, Rosita. Cora but laughingly at the words. He shot a hand to help her.
Aw.
She carefully took it and got to her feet. I made sure to give her a big hug for good measure. It squeezed me tight in return. I could feel it in her hug that she didn't want to let go. I let her hug me for as long as she needed, looking back around to get a sense of what was going on. Well, that was when I noticed Lucifer and Cherry, looking up in the sky in horror. I followed the gaze looking up into the sky. There, Dominion Floyd, panting, growling, anger filling his entire being. In the mech that hearts had been piloting in his hands, crunched into a former shell of its former self, crunched into a shell of its former self. You vermin dared to trifle with God? Oh, he was definitely pissed. He dropped the mech, crashing it loudly against the cloudy ground. What? Lucy cried, brushing past us to the wreckage. Lucy quickly reached a heap of metal and with a desperate struggle managed to pull it apart, revealing the injured man inside. Oh, thank goodness you're alive. I don't get the number of the bus that hit me. He was being clearly delirious, but he was alive at least. I think you were trying to smoke you out, going for every loop again and again to figure out where you were hiding in that bad nasty limbo. Only for you to come straight to me yourself. I made talk closer to the ground, went closer to us and to see as she guarded the man with her body. Then down, Lucifer, you can do nothing but to send my way. It's about time I eradicated the pest who caused all this in the first place. No, I will never let harm come to Adam. Your hatred of him is always being misplaced. He has never done any harm to you, and you've never cared about what happened in Limbo. He was never the problem with the afterlife. It was only ever you, Dominion. You cancelled the resides in creation. The wind was quiet at that, glaring down at Lucy. He defied the great core. What happens to you happens to us all, for we are one. If only you hadn't chosen this Emma. If only you had chosen another of the core. None of this would have happened. Well, life is none of your fucking business, Dominion. May have been one long ago, but when we split, we became our own beings. We choose what we do, where we live and who we love. But you wouldn't know that, would you? You've never been in love with anyone in your entire existence. The man was quiet at it, staring down at Lucy. They are quiet. They were slowing down for a moment as those words settled in the air. You stared at me and stared at him until I slowly widened with realization. You loved me? To think your role was to go over every detail to find the truth. Yet you could never see the truth that was right in front of your face. How laughably stupid. Of all those scattered named phones, you were, by far, the least qualified. The man raised his hand, and his face Lucifer and heart. To my side, I saw movement from Cherry. Lucifer, catch! He yelled out before throwing something. The man and Lucy looked in turn before Lucy caught what had been thrown. A golden apple. The man's eyes widened as his face began to contort in anger. No! He shouted in horror as Lucy turned and shoved the apple into Rod's mouth. As a Dominion fired his energy. A blast of pure seraphim energy ripped through Utopia. The wind burst in bling as the energy engulfed Lucy and Towards. The eruption of energy exploded, causing me to raise my arms to block my face as the smoke and pushed past us. As the explosions began to tell, I rubbed my arm looking on in horror. We lost seeing, and thoughts had been bearing smoke crater, and from within the smoke I saw a crackle of electricity, followed by a bright light erupting from the hole. A being in the shape of a man rose from the smoke into the air, electricity crackling around them, bursts of lightning crashing into the ground. The man stepped back, crying with anger as the electricity crashed down all around us. The man then lowered back to the ground, and the light began to dim, revealing Horace! It was Horace, but he looked different. His hair was sleeked back, the bangs on his eyes were gone, and his eyes looked sharp. A bright smile filled his face, and swoop began firing off. Adam, you filthy fucking rat. Dominion! My oh my! How long has it been since I saw the disgusting face of yours? Adam laughed as he ran a hand through his hair. His whole being seemed to sparkle from his glory. Oh, this is perfect, actually. I can probably kill you as it was intended. I'm trying to get in our way. I'm sure you'd love that, you snake, for us to finish this battle once and for all. But first, Adam turned his back to Dominion, much to his shock, before kneeling down to where the smoke was clearing. Lucy later, injured, covered in burnt scars and ash from Dominion's attacks. She barely moved, just barely able to lift her head up to look at Em, who smiled down at her. He lifted his hand up and gently caressed her face, moving her bangs out of the way so he could look into her eyes. Thank you for protecting me, my love. Now let's get you somewhere safe. Let him. Lucy couldn't help but smile for him. A tear rolled down her cheek upon seeing him. The man placed his arms gently under her body and picked her up, carrying like a princess as she leaned against his body. And just where do you think you're going? Think I'm going to let you walk away? Think I'm just going to let you walk away? Oh no, I'm not running from you, not anymore. Just taking Lucy somewhere safe. I then turned and walked over towards us, the man watching the whole thing. I saw the man great to see, his hand tightening into fist as it shook. I let Lucy gently down on the ground, trying kneeling over and using her energy to start healing her. And then turned to me with a smile. You must be Michael. I know we've technically met before, but I still feel like it's proper for me to introduce myself. I'm not quite myself when I'm hot, you see. But I like to get to know you more. This isn't the time for. Ellie, you're right. We can talk more on this one. More once it's all over though. Grab and look after Lucy for a moment. Right. Try to continue to focus on healing Lucy while Adam and I turned to face the man. Adam held out both his hands and with a crackle of light and electricity, he summoned two sickles into his hand. Well, you can do that? The fruit of the serpent makes humans temporarily being akin to them. However, once the power fades, it has the side effect of destroying the mind. Yeah, oh, so that's why. I was seeing the fruit. The fruit was a useful mistake, but not one of my own design. The snake told me that if I truly wished to stay at Lucifer's side, I needed to become like them and that the fruit would allow it. It did, but only temporarily. And after I was ousted from Utopia, I ate my mind for years, even after my death. It helped keep me stable enough to not turn into gas despite my long years, but one thing never left my mind. I embraced my physicals and violated the stream, getting revenge for everything this man has done. This time we showed this insignificant fragment of God what happens when he messes with humanity. My body moved on instinct, holding out my hands and conjuring flaming sword and shield. Right behind you, Adam. Wait, Michael, I don't want you to get hurt, but what should I do? I'm not a fighter like you are, and I don't have magic like Lucy or Cherry. But I can cheer on, I want to help you. Rosita, I can't smile. It'll be okay, I think you are smart enough. Actually, there's something you can do. Rosita in life, being religious. I mean, yeah, a little, maybe not as much as you should have been, but... so you know the power of prayer then? Prayer? With Utopia, where prayers can become strength. Oh shit, my lord! Pray for Michael's success and every return to strength they can build. His eyes wide at that. For knowing with a determined look on her face. I will! I pay my hacking heart out! Just then stepped back and looked close eyes, clasping her hands together and began to pray under her breath. The man scoffed at the notion. You're no angel nor a part of Utopia. You think a prayer will do anything for you? If Rosita believes in me, I know I have the strength to defeat your dominion. The power of prayer isn't reserved exclusively for those of Utopia. This game makes me so happy with its being and makes me desire to know more. As long as it is channeled from the heart, prayer can empower anyone. As when I'm finished saying that, but something still within my heart. A gentle laugh that felt like it was growing, filling my body bit by bit. I can't help but smile, knowing this was Rosita's warmth inside of me. I love and believe in me. Given my bed, I felt like I could accomplish anything with her believing in me. The man clicked his teeth in annoyance. So, turns out, think they can take down a mountain? The man held out his hands, a glowing smirk on his face. And allow me to humble you and get you on your knees before God. Them had enough talk. With a burst of incredible speed, he rushed forward, swinging his sickle straight at Dominion. The man simply managed to dodge to his side and raised his hands to retaliate against them. With the power of Rosita's prayers, I was upon Dominion before he had a chance to strike, my ship blocking his blow as I swung my sword. Dominion heaved as he dodged, my sword catching his coattails along the way. Adam turned and flanked Dominion, slashing away so as not to give him an inch to breathe. As I tried to dodge Adam, I flanked his other side and soon we were entering the supposed almighty Seraphim, finally forcing him to conjure his magic to block our blades. He crawled with a deep-seated hatred as our imbued blades continued to clash with him, hanging on the back foot. Hearts fell up from the deep within me. A little spear filling my body, making each strike more powerful than the last as flames and magic danced from my sword. There was a raging inferno, and wild animal to gather inside me, begging to be released to take out this madman. I was going to give them what they wanted. You insignificant mortals! How dare you defy your god! You stopped being my god the day you pretend everything Utopia ever stood for. And you pertain those ideas no longer. Sickles glowed with a bright light as he launched at Dominion again. At the same time, I felt the warmth of Rosita's prayer inside of me, filling my very being to its core and ushering its strength into my own blade. Raising it up as it chimed from the light of Rosita's love. I rushed forward alongside them, swinging the blade down hard at Dominion. Dominion raised his arms and conjured all the magic he could, in time of stopping our attack, only to find his arm suddenly bound by powerful magic, more powerful than anything we could conjure. His eyes opened wide in shock as he turned and saw how this had happened. Lucifer, looking worse for wear, but able to stand thanks to Cherubim's healing, as well as Cherry, were using their magic to bind Dominion in place, just long enough for Element Eye to strike. Shh. Element Eye appeared on the opposite side where we had attacked, without weapons seeing. Remember to get sound effects for touch me. The man stood stunned as the loud of blades had etched itself into his spine, having broken through his defense and for what must have been the first time in his entire existence. He felt pain. The man's cry felt damage as he stumbled back, his hands frantically touching the slash marks we had made across his body, a trickle of blood dripping from his lips. Anger filled his being, rage like nothing had ever felt from deep within him. He had never felt a seething, loathing hatred like this before in all of its existence. A chance to surrender Dominion, and spoke panicked at the Seraphim. With our powers combined, you cannot defeat us. No, I refuse. The man's body turned and suddenly, the very Weimar trembled with him. All of us stumbled for a moment, not expecting an earthquake within Utopia, let alone one fueled by the man's rage. The man's eyes began to glow a brilliant white as he threw his head up into the sky and roared. The divinity of his being surrounded his entire essence. Everyone, get back! Claire screamed out and threw her head forward, engulfing us in a light. Hand forward, not head. With a yank, we were sent flying away from Dominion as his light began to engulf not just himself, but everything around him. Another groan as my vision finally returns to me. I look on to try and get my surroundings and wait, are we back in limbo? Yes, unfortunately, Utopia is no longer safe for us to step foot into. What happened to Dominion? Let's quiet for a moment before turning and looking up the sky. My eyes then follow her and the clouds of limbo are gone, replaced with a monster so rich it blots out the artificial sun. A giant snake was at its parachutes and valves, attacking everything and everything indiscriminately. As of divinity strike everything, Utopia and limbo alike. You can't beneath our feet fix as a blast of divinity strikes nearby. Ahora no es truque, estás en el cielo santificado es tu nombre. Holy shit! I got something I can learn more Spanish with. I assume that's like the Father in heaven, like prayer, but he's gone berserk. He likely can't stand the thought he was about to lose and is making his final stand now. And it looks like he's going to destroy everything in his wake if it means winning. How do we stop that? I don't know how. Adam? My memory is as hard as a fuzzy, but it's one that sticks out. I create a machine to fight the winner in its head. To one day bring the fight to Dominion's war. They call it the God Kill Machine. God Kill Machine?
For real?
You were planning to kill Dominion? If it was possible, I definitely need consider it. As the self-encounter tool became only weakened. The machine decided to fight full power self-in on even grounds, which is why we need it now. The blueprints for the machine were stolen from a workshop, which to my great shame sent me into a tyrannical frenzy thinking the man had somehow gone wise to my plans. Well, now with the clarity of sanity to realize that he has no idea built this. The machine should still be here, and using Lucifer and Cherubim as its source, also we can finally bring an end to Utopia's oppression. My goodness, were you aware of this, Lucifer? I knew he was planning something, but not the exact details. It's beyond even my wildest dreams. Take us through it, Adam. With pleasure. With the help of Chair and Lucifer, raised full limbo in record time, the two seraphim protecting us from the rampaging monster above. The residents of Limbo were frantically seeking shelter, being fully assisted by a high army that were escaping from the destruction of Utopia. But from an initial glance, it seemed like most of the forces had made it out safely. But there was nowhere to know the casualty count until the battle was over. Most surprising of all was the fact that it looked like some angels were helping out as well. They were providing magical shields to cover the shelters in Limbo and healing the injured from Dominion's blast. I guess not everyone in Utopia blindly followed Dominion's ambitions, especially now that he was rampaging like this. Utopia was going to be destroyed alongside Limbo. It seemed like there was no way the angels were going to stand for that. Let us pass this fast and into the mall, swept through one of the side doors, and through several non-linear hallways. Before finally arriving in his garage, Try Lucy, come with me. I need you to act as the power source for the machine. Michael, you and Rosita wait here. Once the machine is powered up, the control panel will appear and I need you to pilot it. Wait, but what are we going to be doing? I have to act as the brain of the machine. Oh, what are you going to be doing? After I access the brain of the machine, keep the energy flowing, making sure it doesn't fall apart. And where though? I know you do great. Wait, but I never got my driver's license. You sure I should be piloting it? There's no need to worry, Rosita. I know you and Michael will be able to do this, okay? I appreciate the encouragement, but I have no experience piloting anything like this either. Trust me, it'll be easier than you realize. You have nothing to worry about. Ooh, but fate of the universe depends on an inexperienced pilot. Someone called Hollywood about that screenplay. I went to self and quickly disappeared through a side door of the garage, leaving us to wait. We didn't have to wait long though, as the sound of energy humming began to fill the air. The garage began to light up from the corners of the room with divine seraphim light. A forest circle lit up on the floor in the center of the room. There was a somewhat high-tech console with buttons and levers on it. Thankfully, the console had at least one button that was clearly labeled with star on it, so I pressed it. The whole mail began to rumble in place, making me grab hold of the console for stability. The light overhead cut out, and I was left in darkness as I felt everything begin to shift and move around me. The world tumbled around us, and I could tell the garage was physically morphing around me, moving from a bed that Ben once bent to some new location. It only took a minute before it was finished, and once it had, the lights came back on. And when I looked around, I realized the garage had completely transformed. It looked exactly like a mini command room now, filled with flashing lights, screens, and controls. Battle stations! Ham's voice filled the room with speakers, each of the screens flickering to life. And that's when I saw it. Displayed prominently on the center of the screen was the Magquaza build. Towering over Limbo like a Marikaiju was a battle robot overflowing with divine energy. The limbs connected with heavenly light and glowing as a beacon for the afterlife to witness. I hope my great creation brought to life. The God Killing Machine. Oh my god, this is also overwhelming. It's okay, Rosita. We just got to figure out what this bad boy one bar at a time. I reached out and grabbed hold of the consoles before me, experimentally testing it out for myself. This does that, it does this. Wow. To see how wobbled as the robot shook from the experimentation, quickly finding a footing again. Oh, okay, this thing moves surprisingly well. Rosita, why don't you turn this control panel here and keep my eye on the monitors for me while I take the helm? What to that, Captain? Rosita was a little worried, but took a position next to me as I had a basic understanding of the controls. Alright, here we go. With basic understanding of the controls, I set the machine into full forward. As the mech moved, I couldn't help but get the strange sensation from it, like it was naturally an extension of my own body. I could feel magic from the controls flowing into my body. It felt warm and very natural to control. It was so much easier to move the mech than I had ever imagined. It was as if the magic flowing through us, so that's what each button did before being pressed it. The one the Adam had was tasked with this task. The giant machine raced through Limbo, firing heavily with each gigantic footstep it took. We were careful to stay clear of any settlements or people still fleeing from Utopia. But we could see him there, looming in the distance. In the man in all of his captured glory, they spraying giant beams of energy all across Limbo. I watched the beams sear across the land before erupting a geyser of explosion, scarring the very land where it appears. It was finally time to put an end to this once and for all. It didn't take long for the man to spot the giant machine once it was close enough, stopping his rampage just long enough to evaluate what the hell he was looking at. A large speaker pointed straight to me, and Aaron's voice called out from over the loudspeaker. This is the Dominion. You cannot defeat the combined might of man seraphim. This your energy and give Utopia to those who would make life better for all. The man sneakily from didn't say anything. He made louder than this. Before rolling loudly and launching swear at us. Evasive maneuvers. Instinctively as svævede on the controls, the child made easily lumbering at my very desire. The giant snake flew at us, but its massive jaws came crashing down where we had been staying. It made moving far faster than anything its size reasonably showed. With another yank of the controls, its powerful fist came flying through the air and grabbed the hold of the man's body. Quickly rotating the controls is something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. Slamming its mighty body hard against the ground. The magic of the mech came glowing just as I rapidly swung it around, throwing the man up and off the ground, and slamming him hard into the ground once again. Oh, that felt good. As I maneuvered the controls to do it again. The man lifted his head and fired a powerful beam from his mouth straight at the mech. It crashed into us with a powerful explosion, rocking the whole machine. Ah! The machine was designed for this much damage. Fire on! And was right there to focus, with the controls and rally them. It was it a full power to arms. You got it, Captain! Down with the mech burst with power, overflowing his chest rocketed from its elbow. He flew through the air with a tremendous beam force, ready for Dominion's super snake face. Dominion's mouth opened wide, raining down on the fist as it came crashing into him. The snake was pushed back, being dragged through the literal earth as the fist continued to fire, punching as hard as it could. The giant snake's teeth poured down into the hand of the mech, matching the piece through the armor and causing alarms to blare all around us. The mech slowed down with each, just enough for our arm to ignite, pulling back and launching another giant heavy punch straight into the man's body. The giant snake hissed and howled as the block was aside, slamming into the ground several times before managing to slide into a standing position. A giant magnificent wings held his back, flying with gale force, Vincent lifting up into the sky. I don't know if I ever switched it, so. The man let out a loud piercing screech that seemed to shake the very amitabh. The mech's defenses swam full alert as the booming shockwave of his warhead, followed by his entire body, flying so fast right at us. Prepare for impact! The whole mech blared in high alert as Dominion came careening straight for us. But just at the last second, his entire body seemed to swerve, being right around us, before twisting back and wrapping his giant body around the entire mech. The giant snake-like body quickly formed the powerful constriction, causing every alarming possible in the mech to go blaring off all at once. He then followed up with a loud roar before biting down hard against the mech's chassis. Taking structural damage, we are shaken before it tears the mech apart. Lucy, I need maximum health power, now! On it! The powerful surge of self-him energy filled the mech, and all things are in glow more red. Michael, maximum output! Maximum output! I grabbed the lever and cranked it to full capacity, the eyes of the mech gleaming in response. Both the man and the mech was simultaneously, as soon as its energy began overflowing from the mech itself. In a burst of power, a giant pair of hell flames erupted from the mech itself, engulfing both it and Dominion within it. Dominion screeched and roared, playing as his whole body began burning from the wrath of hell's flames. He was forced to entangle himself, one rapping and rushing off to the distance as the flames finally began to vanish. Blowing in the sky, bamboos and bars, Dominion hissed and growled, glaring death straight at us. You feeble, insignificant worms! How dare you defy divinity itself? You ran for it with his companions. You really left. There's nothing more than distant terrible memory. The only worm I see is the one right before us. One who can't accept that the universe no longer needs him. It is time for you to step down to men, accept that this is your defeat. Utopia needs a dictator such as you. This is what happened to those who abuse and mistreat us. It is the end, Dominion. It's a unanimous decision between Utopia and the remnant of humanity. You're no longer needed. Dominion's fury reached its peak, the anger deep within him, having lungs and spiral to the surface and was now overflowing. If you think you can defy God, then I'll show you what happens when you provoke the serpent. Dominion's mouth opened and energy began tearing within him, black particles appearing from seemingly everywhere as he absorbed them. The alarms in the make were blaring once more. Noon this time warning us of danger directly in front of us. He's turning off his energy into one final attack. He can't let it hit us anymore. The whole place will be destroyed. So how do we stop him? With our own final all-out attack. The mech glowed suddenly as it began pressing itself, extending its arms out forwards. As it began to morph and twist, open up alongside the breastplate. As energy began to accumulate in the same manner Dominion was. This is it, everyone. One final attack for a fate of the afterlife. You see, Chobim, put everything you have into this one attack. Hold nothing back. Like your hands on the trigger. Wait for my signal. Got it? The mech well and turned as energy began filling it up entirely. I could feel those jealous energies flowing faster and more powerfully than they had before. The line of the mech gathered, coalescing into an orb of pure, unfiltered seraphic power. The very air around us began to quake, being apart and flowing on us as the energy gathered. More energy than anyone had ever seen before. Everyone, get ready! The titanic beings facing down for a fate of everything. The man pulled his head back. The last bits of light getting in his mouth, his neck bulging with the power of eternity, before I threw his head forward. Fire! And fire beams of fire so powerful that it blinded everything around it as far as I could see. I pulled the trigger at the same time. The powerful mechs firing just as powerful a mech power. Two beams of pure, unfiltered seraphic power. The power that created the universe itself, crashed in the middle of limbo. The ring crashed against everything with hurricane force winds, the beam crashing, pushing against each other with tremendous force. The alarm in this mech was going off all at once. The sheer force of power being fired was enough to start stripping the mech of its outplaying. Do not falter! Aaron's voice was like a whisper compared to a web of beams, the deafening booms erupting all across the afterlife. From all corners of life, the struggle could be seen. The sheer power on this bag feeling the death of a newborn star. I felt my arms struggling, shaking and trembling, desperately trying to keep the beam firing. This was harder than I thought. My arm felt like it was going to split apart back into 20 million pieces. The hand was holding fast and steady. Our beams pushing back and forth against each other, neither of them relenting. The very air around us breaking apart and being destroyed before either of us let up. And my arm, I couldn't keep this up. And just as I felt like I had reached the peak of my struggle, I felt a hand on top of mine. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm not the violent type. Really, I'm not. If anything, I'd much rather reach a peaceful solution. People don't talk enough. We don't communicate properly. We assume the worst in each other. We assume that the things we want are things people want to take away from us. But I don't think I've ever had that issue with you. You've been kind to me. You've let me speak my mind and just be myself. And for it all, you've helped me reach peace with the world we've come to find ourselves in. You're the most beautiful, kind, generous, loving person I've ever met. I want nothing more than to wake up every morning by your side, knowing that I can make you as happy as any girl could possibly do. I'll always be by your side. I always love you. So let's show him what happens when he messes with a couple in love. Was it the swamp filled me and I couldn't help but smile warmly. Even as a human, I could feel a warmth on my hand, but determination filling me and giving me more strength than any angel or demon ever could. Together we pushed forward, sharing our energies together, a beam of light from the mech erupting in a surge of power. What? In a matter of seconds, the man's big beam began being engulfed, completely consumed by a power of two seraphim, a piece of human, and nothing and the kindness for my life we were in love. No! The light pierced for the man, shooting off into the infinite void where all question could see its majesty. The man's spy was wanted, completely gulfed in a power. He screamed and roared in high pain as his boy began to vanish. Consumed by a light of divinity, the man's screams echoed into the air before finally falling silent. Meanwhile, somewhere in limbo, in an empty, quiet garden, landed an angel, born from grace and divinity, and of its former self. Aha! The angel struggled to stand, unable to keep himself upright. He ends up leaning against the tree, unable to move. Those heavens, it ruined everything. How could this happen? It tried to regain its breath, pushes around him muscles. Lifting, he looked up only to see the most faithful devotee walking up to him. Puppet! I thank goodness not all is lost. We have to gather strength. We have to stop them. We have to. Yet the puppet hid very close to us and shook her head. I'm sorry, my lord. My battle is over. There's nothing left for us to do. No, don't say that. We can still win. We can still stop them. We can. I reached out and took his hands into ours and gently squeezed them. I'm not afraid, my dearest lord. We shall not face the wrath of hell alone. Meanwhile, I skulle write the words "Seraphim Rufia" for the very first time. And from the ground up at the hand of the damned, fine brimstone filled the eye, it self roared in agony, in pain and fear and terror, as if a both seized by her and dragged deep underground. It was quiet, my world felt warm. I could feel my consciousness slowly returning to me, and that's why I realized I was resting in someone's lap. I slowly opened my eyes and saw the most beautiful woman looking down at me with a warm smile. Hey there, the sleepyhead. I get a nice rest. I couldn't help but smile warmly as I felt Rosita's soft, warm body underneath my head. Her hand gently caressing my hair as I slept. It made me feel so comforted, so safe, so loved. I warmed the most comfortable rest since I got here, thanks to you. Oh, that's sweet. Rosita giggled with a blush, and I couldn't help but smile for her in return. A warm glow of the sun was beginning to set, hailing Rosita's head in a beautiful, warm, glowing light. It made me realize just how truly fortunate I was, how much I had truly gained since coming here. You look beautiful, Rosita. Rosita giggled. A light girlish giggle as her cheeks began bright red. You're looking more beautiful, Michael. Rosita's fingers contemplated with my hand, a sign of just how much she loved me. I couldn't help but fall in love with her more. Her true girl nature never failed to make my heart fly. I love Rosita. Now I'm forever, I want you at my side. Rosita's eyes fell in the little sweat. Before her eyes fell the most loving, adoring smile I'd ever seen. I love you too, Michael. We shared a warm, caring smile. Before I closed my eyes, I let myself linger in that moment, and I wanted it turned. After everything that had happened in life and had returned to mostly normal. The greatest difference being that occasionally, despite a few angels on a guided tour, or fell and even where he bumped into one who had decided to live here. Lucifer was working hand in hand with cherubim to create a more peaceful afterlife, allowing for the realms to be more interconnected than ever. People in hell were no longer forced to stay within its confines. If they wanted to live in immortal utopia, they could. The utopia still had the minimum requirement of a certain amount of sin and torment. All things considered, it was a far more like system than before, where anyone could truly get into utopia if they wanted. Limbo, meanwhile, was formed by humans for humans who wanted the more like afterlife. But that wasn't to say a few demons and angels had moved their way. But Rosita, for her part, had just wanted to return to a mostly simple life in her, whereas Swedish shakes and sprang her 3-mile luxury brand name items. Of course, it did eventually get out that we were the safest of the afterlife. I'm not sure how, but the moment it did, Rosita, Swedish shakes became overcrowded with business. So much so we had to expand the building and the staff in the menu. Before I knew it, Rosita was the owner of Hell's largest Swedish shakes. Oh man, This has been crazy for so long. I'm not sure how I've kept up with it all. You really have a knack for running this place, Rosie. Oh, don't play hard you work. They gave me a warm smile and appreciation, so I changed a little as she did. I'm not complaining about my success, mind you. It feels so rewarding to be so accomplished like this. For a time finger, maybe time for a change. Maybe get a romantic vacation with my loving partner, Graham. Oh, I'd love a nice vacation from the restaurant for a bit. At the other night. What they are thinking of visiting Utopia, really? I know I was against it when they rejected me all that time ago, but I saw a new management and all of the policies have changed. It will always be my home, but I'm kind of curious to see how the other side lives on. But who knows, maybe could expand a business area, open my Utopia branch. Doesn't sound like much of a vacation if we're working. We'll see a little, stay up next to me and wrap my arms around mine. I didn't mean it like that. You'd be focused. Be my focus and entirety, but sure. Yes. I was keeping a bikini I was hoping to marry for you. Yeah, but blush at the thought. Rosita had been intimate plenty of times, but seeing her get excited about showing off for me made me decide a vacation all the more. That sounds nice. I have to show off for you in return. They giggled and blushed with a bright smile on her face. I loved them. She then put me in for a deep kiss, and I couldn't help but return the affection. But Rosita was so powerful and so amazing. Couldn't believe how lucky I was to have her in life. Couldn't think of a happier ending than this. So. What? Let's. Yeah. Next page. But we're not gonna get that done. That's for tomorrow. So one more thing. I'm thinking of it's likely that I'll have a second stream today for art. So I hope you guys can come over there. Let's see us all. Let's check out Unico with art. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye bye.